And we are live. What's going on with the businesses? You know who it is. It's DC. This is what the shit, but it's not. It's kind of not my show tonight, so I'm just going to shut the fuck up after I do what I got to do real quick. And tell y'all tonight we have a panel full of men. Damn, it's just a panel full of men. Like, it's just a bunch of great guys on here, so they're going to do their thing. Candi Bee is our great host. I'm leaving this show in her hands tonight. But before I get to that, let me get to this real quick. Let me pop this on the screen. Boom. Tonight's show is brought to you by The Contractor. So you can win a giveaway. On The Contractor, on Blu-ray today, Chris Pine is starring in this movie. He is a discharged special release force sergeant, desperate to provide for his family. When the private military takes a contract, he goes on a deep conspiracy running. Sent for his life. Buy The Contractor today, but you don't have to, because guess what? You're gonna get a chance to own it. But before we do that, I gotta bring our gracious. Let me get him off. Go buy Chris Pine. Candi, what's going on? Let me see. Hold on.
What we got going? There it is. Oh my God.
Thank you for taking the. All right, y'all can shut up. Thank you for taking the hosting duties from me tonight, because I don't feel like doing this. So,
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I stay ready, so I have to get.
So let's get the guys up here. Fellas. Here we go. There we go. Fellas, going on? Thank you. Welcome to King Is, guys. Oh, that's me. Okay. Welcome to King Is, guys. We are going to be doing a panel here, moderated by Candi Bee. It's part 3. I can't believe we made it to 3 of these things now.
So excited.
Fellas, I am going to turn it over to Candi. She is now in charge. I am pressing buttons, and I'm just here so I don't get fined. Take it away.
All right. So welcome to those of you that have no clue what we're doing. This is King-ish Part 3. I wanted to create something, and DC was gracious enough to let me use his platform where I could provide an opportunity for men of different personalities and background to basically share their truth uninterrupted, but in a different way than what we're used to from the clickbaity podcasts that are out there and everything else on Beyonce's internet. So I'm going to have each of our wonderful guests introduce themselves, tell me who you are, what you do for those that don't know you so they can get to know you, and we'll jump right into our questions. Take it away.
What's going on, fellas? My name is Ryan Vason. I am a 32-year-old black man from Cleveland, Ohio. What I do for a living, I am a shipping manager for a company called Fusion Sports, where we basically make personalizations for country clubs around the United States. And I have a small security company, very small. We just starting off, so hopefully we're looking to get into doing gas stations and things like that around the Cleveland area. Just something brief about me.
Chris Fury, Man on the Wall. I am the host and producer and creator of Blurred's Eye View, along with Candi Bee and DC. You can catch us Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. Right now we're on break. We'll come back at the end of this month. But you can hear us on our iHeartRadio, Opulence Radio app, and anywhere else you listen to your podcast. You can check us out and give us a follow on Twitch, Blurred's Eye View 1, as you see. And check us out everywhere as we talk geek as only we can.
What's happening in America? It's your man David the Olive, your friendly neighborhood loud foul mouth. I'm an actor, voiceover guy, and a stunt person, and now just got labeled as producer and event coordinator. So that is what I do. Now I'm here to celebrate the blackness of the men that's of power and of excellence, and that is why I am here.
And we appreciate you, sir. Thought I'd throw that out there. R.A. the King.
Yo, what's going on? I'm Arye the King. I'm one half of Big Salad. I'm an actor, entrepreneur, and comedian. Happy to be here, man. We'll have a good time. I was promised free tacos. I don't know if we get that after show or we get it during. Like, what's the plan for the tacos, bro?
Yeah, we're gonna get back to you on that. Who's next?
I'll have my people call your people. We'll figure that out. Sometime never.
Wait.
I'm sure
Can
he
anyone
said
else
something.
hear him? I can't hear him.
I can.
Yeah, can't hear him. Can't hear him.
I don't know if he can.
And that intro was probably fire too. And now you got to do it again.
Yeah, daddy robes and all.
No.
We can't hear you. Can you hear us?
We'll come back to you. Hold that
We're
thought.
gonna get this figured out.
Huey.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Huey Booker. All-around creative, writer, singer, poet. Right now, I want to focus on cooking. I have a sauce business, Sauce God on Instagram. Dinner with Huey is my catering page, and I also got into making my own spices lately. So that's me.
I guess I gotta go because I gotta go. Y'all know me. Y'all watch this show enough. Been here 2 years. I'm the host of this show, creator, CEO, sleepless romantic. Sometimes. But no, we built this platform. When we came up with this idea for Kingish, it spun off to a Queenish. So actually Queenish is next week, so you get to catch the ladies doing this same kind of deal. But before we get to that, we got tonight. So Brandy, let's get it.
All right. So typically the first question that I like to ask either a group or even when I do my Candid Convos plug is just more of an icebreaker. So each of you, I'm sure, are very familiar with Mr. J. Cole and K. Dot. I want to know who is your favorite out of the two and why, just briefly, before we get into some deeper questions.
Wow. Okay.
Neither.
Oh, nice. Starting off with a wild card. That's why I picked him.
All right. You want to expound on that, or you just?
Man, the singy stuff. These is rappers. I miss when rappers rap. Stop the singy, songy stuff. Rap. Give me bars, and these dudes do not do it at all.
Oh.
Thank you.
All right. Well, before we get to that, we have one more to introduce
I'm a
himself
rapper.
here.
Damn, I came in and it was all loud and like, what I miss? Shit.
Sounds like this.
It got really extreme, but go ahead, introduce
Right,
yourself.
like, who got mad? Just introduction. Okay, my name is Demetrius Holt. I'm also known as Hellspawn Cosplay, or if you Google me, it will be the Black He-Man. The cosplay scene is what I've been into for the last 5 years now, or just about 5 years. And, you know, with the impact that I've had on, let's just say, the proliferation of minorities within mainstream media and what I am hoping to achieve, I got a platform and a team and several teams that are looking to do a lot of big things with other folks who are creatives and just to move everyone forward in a positive way. So that's all that I really think I have to say for my platform and my introduction.
Thank you. Now we can get
Demetrius.
What up?
Demetrius,
Who's
check
next?
your message on the thread on the DM with the head nurse in charge. There's a special message for you. I'm sorry.
Wait, in IG or on Facebook?
IG, sir.
Okay.
Don't scream.
All right,
wait.
I think I had to mute that chat because y'all were just rolling.
All right.
Oh,
And
All right.
J. Cole or K. Dot? Kind of sound like the conversation we had last night. I say Kendrick. Only because he's a poet first. I don't consider him more of a rapper. I consider him poet, and what he has to say, what his message, what he has to say is pretty thoughtful.
Yo, that's a good question. I rock with both of them, man, for real. By a little bit, I want to go with because I feel like Kendrick can do things that Cole can't do, but they're both great. Cole is a close second because even though I don't think he's quite as talented as Kendrick, he's more consistent. You know, like Kendrick will go away for like 5 years. You be wondering, is this dude okay? Has anybody called him, checked up on him? You know what I'm saying? Cole is just clockwork. So Kendrick by like a small margin.
I'm gonna go with J. Cole for nothing substantive. I just feel like he's a little more laid back and chill, and I rock with that better.
Thank you, Dr. Miami.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm like the first gentleman. I'm not really into both of them that deep, but when I was DJing, for what I saw how the crowd moved, Kendrick pretty much moved the crowd a lot more than J. Cole. So that's why I would lean more with Kendrick. And then, of course, his affiliation with Dr. Dre and folks like that really took his stuff to the next level. Then I forgot the what's the award he got for his lyricism? Was it
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of it. Yep.
So Pulitzer.
Yeah, Pulitzer. So, that's why I say I lean more with him, because as a business entity, that's what I lean towards when I see artists or entertainers, period, who know how to take their craft and make it universal and then put it in spaces that we weren't expecting. So to get that alone, and then at a young age in his career, be affiliated with Dr. Dre, can't argue with it, baby.
So you choose from K. Dot or J. Cole. I forgot you weren't here for the original question, so you're like, I'm sorry, but you can choose either one or neither, like somebody decided to.
I really don't have a preference. I don't know. I don't have a preference. I mean, the music that I listen to is not all the way hip hop all the time, and sometimes I just zone out and don't even listen to music because I'm watching too much TV. So sorry, I'm not
saying
a
sorry.
person.
It's an answer. There's no right or wrong answer. Well, there is, but I'm not judging anybody.
I feel insufficient for this question. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it. We're only beginning.
DC, can you go ahead and just cut him off?
I cannot. That is
Can you actually hear me this time?
Yeah, we can
Yes.
hear you. We got you.
Okay. Well, I gotta just say, I'm from North Carolina, so I'm not gonna say J. Cole as much as I say I enjoy both of them, simply because we don't often get multiple artists that we can just thoroughly enjoy from a spectrum. They're neither of them are the same, and they're just very enjoyable from if you're just sitting down chilling and listening to them, or if you're just trying to amp up on something, depending upon what they decided to deliver. I'm just grateful we get to know both of them exist. I don't care necessarily. Or say, oh, K. Dot's better or J. Cole's better. They both are like fire and ice to me. They are needed in the spectrum.
Okay. And
damn, that was deep.
It was. I
gotta follow that.
Still that line, fire and ice.
DC, can you hear me?
Yes.
I need Lee back on because we didn't get to hear his introduction because he was having technical difficulties.
Oh yeah. Let me. Okay, there you go. In the grand scheme of things, there he is. There.
So as far as the introduction, my name is Lee Williams, aka the Black Ninja. I am 32 years old. I am a martial art coordinator, stunt coordinator, as well as I do design for daddy robes. I cut these robes here, as well as some of the awesome robes that you might see behind me. So I do a multitude of things, and I just thoroughly enjoy life and being able to explore all types of facets and enjoying skill sets that I develop. So that's me.
Now you have to follow that, DC.
I was about to say I got still follow that. I don't make robes. I only own one robe, and the belt is made out of an old snake.
We're gonna have to get you one, man.
Yeah, I don't wear robes, brother. It's too pretentious for me. I can't pull it off.
Those his, you want to check those out.
I look like a nice robe. I definitely might have to pick one
nice.
of them.
Right, pick one.
J.
or
Cole
both
or K. Dot. Can I go wash and just say like Drake and meet in the middle?
It wasn't an option, but we'll keep it moving. I'll pretend you didn't say that.
No, Kendrick. I'll go Kendrick.
Good answer. I too am a fan of Kendrick, but like Lee said, they're both so great, so it doesn't really matter. I'm happy we get to experience both. This is going to be open forum question. I want to know, in your opinion, what's an absolute waste of money? What is something you're just like, I'm not paying for that?
College.
Why y'all put it on me first?
I'm just going out of line, brother.
Just gonna throw people off.
An absolute waste of money. That's a crazy one because that's like 90% of everything out here. Absolute waste of money.
In your opinion, everyone's gonna have something different.
Anything that has to do with inflation has been a waste of money. That's it. Everything, the gas, everything extra added on top of it, inflation. I'll say inflation, a waste of money. There we go. I'm not trying to spend nothing on it.
Mr. O.
You muted.
Muted.
It's right.
I did that on purpose. They like fireworks outside already. You know, we in Northeast DC, it's already starting, baby. My number one thing wasting money on is a lot of this stuff with social media. A lot of these products and things with delivery. No, really, Uber, DoorDash, and Postmates with these delivery fees, plus you already tipping, plus tax, plus service fee. You done paid for a whole nother meal, man. And I'm like, why are you charging me almost $20? I could have just went down the street. So now I done got slick. I pre-order and just drive my happy ass down the street.
Yeah, because $36 for a cheeseburger is a bit much.
Nero, $5 for delivery from McDonald's, man. I'm like, what?
It ain't worth that.
You gotta get that gas pass, son. $10 a month, no delivery fees. You know what's really a waste of money though? Anything that you buy can't really afford just because you want people to see you in a certain light. So, for example, you know you make Honda Accord money, but you spend half of what you make in a week on a Benz. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you got Benz money, cool. But if you know in your heart of hearts you got Honda Accord money, you need to chill out, do some investing, and then come circle back to that Benz when you can really truly afford it. You know what I'm saying? So I say anything you're doing is trying to keep up with the Joneses is a waste of money.
Yeah, see, brother, they call that champagne dreams and beer money.
I'm gonna just say it: engagement rings, bottles in the club, and designer labels.
Off the top rope.
Not the top rope.
Taxes. Flat out.
Yeah.
If I'm paying you throughout the year, I shouldn't owe you nothing at the end of the year. Give me all my money. You ain't doing right by it. Give me my money. Just give me my money.
You're also paying for shit that you buy. That's you're in tax on that.
Right.
Yeah.
So tax.
Cell phones. I think it's absolutely stupid that people pay $2,000 for the brand new iPhone every single year. That is the dumbest thing. I have an iPhone 6. I'm sorry if you got one. I think it's stupid. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Dang, not a 6.
I got an iPhone 6, man. I had the same cell phone for 8 years. What's the point? What's the point of upgrading? What you need it for?
It worked as long as it worked.
As long as it, I hate people calling me and texting me all day, man. What you? I hate it.
Hey. Mr. Spawn.
So, like, I think his name is Ari, or am I not pronouncing that right?
Ari.
Right, Ari. Excuse me. He just to piggyback off of what he was saying. See, I lived in Baltimore, but I grew up in the DC area. So, or at least, PG County and whatnot. So the idea of a DMV template event, like the most recent Celebreze like Rose thing, some sort of pretentious event that has people feel more important than they actually are. They have these tickets for you to come sit on a lawn, right, within an enclosed area that start at $89. And then the next tier at that is $200, and then the next tier at that is $250, and then the next tier after that is $500 per ticket, right? Just for you to sit on a hard concrete next to a porta potty. Like, that's what happened this past weekend. But people felt like they were special because they got to wear the color pink and be in front of Robin Thicke and Tamia. So I don't know. The DMV template is what people, I think, the whole like everything. My first answer was, a college education, because how many people are college graduates and actually work within the field that they study in, and then are they successful in that field, or are they underpaid in that field? But you just got hit with like $100,000 bill in order for you to get the education to get to a job that you don't have the experience for. Like, so there's a couple of things yeah.
I'm gonna have to go insurance. I don't want to pay in case I get sick. If I ain't sick, I don't need it. Like, as black people, I don't think we need it. We get ginger ale and Robitussin, and that's our insurance.
Now,
That's how we get.
No, but
Rich's
think about
insurance.
but think
That's
about
how
it.
we
Like,
get
seriously,
Rich's
think about it.
insurance.
Because you pay $100 to $300 every 2 weeks, just in case some shit may or may not happen. Meanwhile, gas is going up, food's going up, everything's going up, but I'm still paying for insurance, and I ain't never been sick. I just don't. It's a scam.
Math ain't math for him. Okay. Next question is, who do you look up to in your life? And it can be somebody you know personally related to, or for some people it is somebody who's a celebrity. But who do you look up to?
Ever since I became a father, I've looked up to my dad more than I think that I did beforehand, as well as like other people who make it work. I did not know all the ins and outs of what fatherhood would entail emotionally and mentally, and seeing as how so many of them that I know have gone through it and have succeeded in getting their kid to be a contributing member of society. I have all the deepest respect and admiration for them. So big up to all the fathers out there.
I was kind of actually piggyback off of your same comment, brother. Like my father is a huge impact of just everything on my life, from my work ethic to how I think to just how I'm able to go about life. I do not know what I would have done if that man was not in my life. And I appreciate him, especially now in my 30s, just because you don't really have, as a man, you don't always have too many people to look up to. You meet a lot of people throughout time, and you see a lot of people ain't shit. Excuse me if I can't say that.
What the fuck do you mean?
They just ain't. And a lot of the stuff that they told you when you were younger, you might have brushed off, or you really weren't paying attention to that deeply. But stuff happens in life, and the people show up, and you're just like, that old man was right about that type of person, or that old man was right about this type of situation. And you get to guide yourself through life and get out of situations that could possibly send you down such a wrong road. So I give props to my father. So same thing.
Mr. O.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm coordinating two events this week.
You're good.
Basically, because I'm a true Gemini, it's on two levels. One was my grandfather, who still instilled a lot in me. And then, ironically, you would ask that question because I actually got this that I got to, I don't know if it come out clear or not. I got to put in the glass. This is from Admiral Tad W. Allen. I had been a Marine, and I didn't make it all the way through the program because of injuries. And so when I got a chance to be the spokesperson for the CFC campaign, which is a federal government campaign to raise money for different charities, when I got a chance to meet the Admiral at the game, and we were in the VIP area, and everybody's talking to me like I'm some superstar, I'm a spokesperson. They didn't know I was an actual government employee. And when he gave me this weighed about 10 pounds in my hand. Because when he told me what he told me about my future, my destiny. So between my grandfather pushing me before he died, because I just did the Apollo, and he said, don't worry about getting booed. You just did something half these other niggas will never fucking never do. And he was sick, and he just died 2 days after that. And then this man gave me this. It felt like 10 pounds. So to get this from an admiral to tell me that he enjoyed what I was doing and then keep pushing, that's it right there, Gemini factor.
I'm going to go with my big sister, man. My big sister is like such a big inspiration because she's like the slightly older version of me. You know what I'm saying? So we're both big on, being woke and Black economics and Black family structure and everything. But then on top of that, like, we goofy. You know what I'm saying? We like to laugh. We like to have a good time. and she's really on her entrepreneurship journey. And like I see myself, because she's about 8, 9 years older than me. I see myself like following in her footsteps so much. It's crazy. So my sister's definitely my hero. She's actually the one that told me about real estate too. So that's one of the things I do in my entrepreneurship things. I do like a bunch of stuff. But real estate investing, I learned the game from her, man. So she's definitely a big inspiration.
Honestly, I'm gonna say myself. Just bullshitting, but thinking about it more seriously, I think family and my friends are the greatest reflection of who you are. So you've already said parents and fathers, so I'm not going to reiterate that. But I do think the collection of friends that I have across the world are some of the most inspiring, dedicated, loving, accomplished people, and I'm very blessed and fortunate to have them in my life. So like Candy being one of them, I think she's an amazing, prolific, artistic person with a beautiful soul, and every day I'm just humbled by the people that choose to have me in their life. Because when I hear their stories, when I hear anybody's story, it's just motivating and encouraging to know that there are people just going through so much stuff and they're still choosing kindness and choosing generosity and choosing faithfulness. And yeah, so as much as I try to be a reflection of those around me, I'm blessed and fortunate to know that there are people who feel the same about me.
Since it's more than one, I'd have to just say my family. Between my parents and my stepfather, my grandmothers who are no longer here, and my uncle who's no longer here, they instilled in me a lot of what I do now. From my hard stance in pro-blackness and being a good father and a work ethic and just being a generally good person to other people. Yeah, I have just my family. They're a great support system to me. They just seen something in me years ago that I didn't even know I had. So yeah, I'd say my family.
I would have to say my former high school football coach, Marzell Pink, who is sadly no longer with us. But crazy thing is, if you would have asked me this question 2 years ago, I would have said nobody, because I really didn't have that many people to look up to. But as I get into my 30s and as I'm reflecting and as I'm growing as a father and as I'm looking at the things he taught me while playing football, which I was like a lost kid. I was angry as hell. But the things he taught me for those 4 years that he had me, I could be where my other teammates were that he couldn't touch. So I say, well, I will look up to that man a lot. And to reflect on him, the way he passed saving the kid. A kid was drowning and he went in to save him, and then I say he lost his life. So I look up to that man a lot.
I guess it's me. Shit. My mom. And I don't say that often. Enough. I never realized growing up how much she sacrificed just to make sure we made it. As I try not to get emotional saying this. My dad also, before he passed away, his passing pushed me to actually create this show. Like I said, my mom, just seeing her sacrifice and work day and night just to make sure there was food on the table. It always wasn't enough, but she made it work. And I gotta shout out people who just, like my man Hellspot just said, make it work. The people who are grinding every day to try to make their dreams happen, and even when they feel like giving up, they don't. Those people inspire me to not want to give up. It's easy to give up, but it's harder to push through, especially when everything's going against you. And to have those type of people in my life, even in my past and up until now, it makes me remember why I do stuff like this. So yeah, that's what I got.
I appreciate that. I loved all of those answers. Now, everyone that I invited on the show today, they're straight black men attracted to women. So the reason I'm posing this question is, because of that, for anybody listening. It can seem like in society and especially on social media, it's always men versus women and who's right and who's wrong about things. But I wanted to give an uninterrupted opportunity for you to give one thing that you wish women in general did more of and one thing you wish we did less of. We're not judging, or I'm not judging.
Mm.
I know, right?
Fuck.
Hey, boss, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just kind of really taking it down the line. It was Lee, but then you kind of popped up in his spot, so now it's you. Sorry, it's not really. I'm not picking on nobody to go first. I can go first if you want, but it's just like I'm just going down the line and kind of saving myself last because I'm not an important nigga. Sorry, I'm really not trying to do this on purpose.
Oh man. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay. I'll speak from my own experience, and because I don't have like I'm not one of these guys out here that hate women. Like that's
Right.
that's bullshit. Like it's. But what I will say is that there are some women and some men, but they're mostly when it comes to women, who run to the internet to talk about the shit that's happening in the relationship. Like if I'm in a relationship with you, why are you telling so many people vaguely or not so vaguely that you're having issues? And basically opening that door for somebody to say, "Oh, you need a shoulder to cry on." I mean, like you're just inviting bullshit by telling any and everyone who's willing to listen that you're frustrated when you should be talking to the person that's in the relationship with you and working it out from there. Um, that's what I wish, people, but women that I've dealt with in the past. That's what I wish they would do less of. More of, you know, I can definitely appreciate when I'm at work for 12 to 14 hours, sometimes 16 hours, and I get that text, "Are you hungry?" Or "Have you eaten yet?" And when I get home, there's something there. You know what I mean? Like it's not something. It's not a requirement. It's not an expectation. It's just nice to know that I'm being considered on the level where, you know, I, if I'm dog tired and I don't have time or don't care to stop somewhere to get something to eat, I know I got something to come home to. So
Um, what I wish that women would do less of, I'm not speaking on all women as much as I'm just saying that, and both sides do it, but it's a lot of generalization out there. And you put men in a specific category or a box and you deem every single one of them like that, and then give these incredibly crazy scenarios that probably only happen to a group of people. Meanwhile, there's another group of men that are sitting there like, that's we don't do that. So there's a lack of understanding there, and that's what I wish more of, a little bit more caring and understanding of just certain men. But after a while, I have to even get to a personal, just to say this also. You just, as a man, you just have to be who you are and not really worry about what some of these men or women do, due to the fact that a lot of people out here are just hurt. And I'm just seeing that a lot of people they're not only are they unhealed in their own nature, and they just want to express, especially we live in a social media world where everybody wishes to express. So it just really comes down to you just knowing who you are and knowing what types of people you just will and will not associate with, because you can't change people. So I could wish for women to do this and wish for them to do that, but that ain't happening unless it's that woman. So I just wish we were able to connect more with people that actually make sense to us more so than anything else.
All right. Now, the first part of that was you saying, what do we wish that the women do or don't do? Is that what you're saying?
In like just women in your life, or if you want to generalize it, you can. But what you wish
I'll be very
they did more
specific.
of, or
I'm not even gonna play at that. I'm not even gonna play
what you wish they did less of, more
I'm not
or
even gonna
less of.
play with you on that one, sis, because I got that hot button right here. Men, I know y'all been through this. One thing I don't like for women to do, and it's going to sound very sexist and egregious to women who may have been raped or had sexual harassment, but as men who grew up learning how to respect women, who were raised by women of a certain caliber, who work with women of a certain caliber. The one thing I cannot tolerate is that you bring that trauma and drama into a situation with me where I'm doing the basic thing that we as men do when we take you out or we having a good time. Just in case you didn't hear me because of the motorcycle, when we take you out and have a good time. For an example, I went out with a young lady a few weeks ago. We just met at an event. She saw how I was with a lot of people. I'm having a great time. We get together. Now, she's very well built. I didn't touch nothing, didn't oogle at her all night. I'm still getting used to my new body because I just lost all this weight. So I'm thanking her for looking at me comfortably, making me feel comfortable, right? We talked about everything under the sun. Now, when I went to put her jacket on from behind, this is all I did. I stood there and I was like, wow. My wow was not because she had a nice butt or anything. It was wow because I'm with her. And I'm looking around the restaurant like, wow, this is nice. Now, I didn't touch her. I touched the jacket and had my hands like this. And then I walked away. As we're going out the door, I'm leading out like most men do. Now, most times on a date, I'll grab a woman's hand and we walk casually out the door. But I did this time. I let him just get out the door. So get out the door of the restaurant. She goes, oh, I was about to scream on you. I was like, for what? She's like, well, you know, I've been raped and sexually abused by men here in D.C. And I was like, but what did I just do? I just put your jacket on and I said, wow, I didn't touch anything, look at anything oogly out or any part of you. And she's like, well, no. And I said, well, I'm glad you didn't. But in my head, I was like, see, why would you embarrass me? If you have that much of a problem, don't go on a date and do the basic things that most people will do, which is hold hands, talk intimately, talk comfortably, close proximity. If you got a problem with that, leave that alone. The second thing for these modern day women, now, I ain't got nothing against them. I just turned 52, so I play with the motto. Because I see a lot of these women on social media be like, I'm going to take it like this. I ain't got no problem with you being Let me say this like this here. I'm sorry, what you say, my man?
That's why it's getting worse as I listen. Like, oh,
I like to say modern day women because I don't want to offend nobody, but I'm going to offend them at the same time, cousin. So I'm going to say it like this here. I don't got no problem if you're straight, gay, or bisexual, right? But if you're playing both sides of the fence when it comes to the dating thing and you're trying to figure it out, do me a favor, leave me the hell out. Because if you want to be with Julia instead of Julio, then why are you wasting Julio's money and time? You know you want to be with Julia? Go be with Julia. Who you faking to? Who you lying to? Keep it in the house. Like my man said earlier, it's your business. Keep it in the house. But damn, don't waste nobody else's time. And then for the men, I'll be honest for myself. I don't have no problem doing this communication thing. I'll ask a woman straight up. I'll even tell her my situation because one of the things these women have gotten used to is brothers playing too hard at all times and not catching that moment when you can just let her know, hey, man, I'm going through some shit. You know what I mean? It can be work, school, family, shit from your past, the trauma you faced. But she needs to be able to accept that. And in order for her to even know that, you need to talk to her. So I see that a lot of women I hang with, they always say that. By the time they realize these guys had issues, it's too late. And then they're jaded and faded. And if it's a good guy that looks too good, they skip past and they go for the nigga that they already know that's a fuckhead, which is your thugged out wannabe niggas who we all know got dirty dicks because you know what they do in jail. So
I heard more than one example I know of what we should do less of. Did you have something that maybe you liked that you wish women did a bit more of that you wanted to share?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to do with Robert De Niro. You talking to me? What? Now you said what I like that most women. I'm sorry. Let me hear that last part again.
Oh no, I was saying if you can think of anything that you do like and you wish we did more of that.
I tell you again, communication, the freedom to communicate. I can't. In both scenarios, communication is the thing. See, for me, I'm an audio guy. I see with my ears. Like I tell any woman, if I'm at an event, I'm nervous. I'm not a public person, even though that's what my job is. I'm going to remember how you sound more than I would how you look, because that's more intriguing to me because I'm blind. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm nervous, I don't see you unless I hear you. And that's the only way I record who they are in my mind. So if we can communicate, that's the best. I don't care if we become friends, lovers, homies, whatever, but, you know, talk. And I love when I talk to women who just feel free, and feel comfortable. The ultimate thing for me is when a woman can sit there, talk to you, and fall asleep and feel comfortable and safe. Ultimate, man. I love it when women do that. Big buzz. Big boom.
Thank you.
I love it when my wife talks to me in my love language. My love language is not physical touch or gift giving or nothing that's actually in that book. My love language is entrepreneurship and money. So it's like when she tells me, she want to go on a vacation to this spot, or she was thinking about us getting away, doing this. I'm like, that's, and I like doing that. Like that's why I married her. I like doing stuff with her. But when she can come and talk to me in my language, like it really makes my ears perk up. You know what I'm saying? I would much rather hear, hey, I figured out a way that we could make this money on this, doing this play, instead of just, I want to go here, we can vacation here, I want to buy this, I want to buy, spend, 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 spend. So that's something that she does, and she knows I like that. That's one thing I really love about her. Women in general, though, I would say it's one thing that I wish that y'all would do more of, and that's be more self-reflective in the people that you choose. You know what I'm saying? Choose better. This is something that's really for the men too, but we talking specifically about women.
Yes.
It's if you're in a relationship with a guy and that guy does you dirty, right? You have no control over what somebody else does. That person is an adult. They're gonna do what they want to do. But if we're talking about now, the same thing that happened 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times in a row, and you've noticed that you're picking the same type of guy 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times in a row, then maybe you need to think about the guy that you're dating, the type of guy, or even better, why are you letting that guy get so close so soon? So maybe and I tell my family members this all the time, guys and girls. You shouldn't even be thinking about making somebody your girlfriend, boyfriend until y'all been dating. I would say at least 6 months for myself, 6 months to a year. And the reason I say that, because everybody knows full well when you first start dating somebody, you're not seeing the real them. You haven't seen them in this light and that light. You know what I'm saying? You're kind of still seeing a representative. Make that person prove themselves to you before you cut off your hose. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So that's just one thing. A little piece of advice. Don't cut your peoples off yet. Don't be exclusive until that person has proven to you over a long period of time that they are worthy of, that position in your life.
Hey, yo, Joan from Girlfriend said it best. That 90-day rule. That 90-day rule is life. She ain't lied. That's that honeymoon phase, brother. You just
3
said
months.
that. Just said that, bro.
On the do less side, I would say stop dating people that don't really like you. And it doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter how they make you feel. It doesn't even matter what they do in the moment, because everyone focuses on the moment. But focus on the pattern. Somebody's pattern will always tell you what you need to know. So to that last brother's point about 90 days, 6 months, a year, or whatever, I look at how people, like the consistent thread of how they treat me over time. When they're happy, when they're sad, when they're despondent, when they're joyful, when they got something to celebrate, when they want to kick it, whatever. There's always a common thread of how people will treat you. And it doesn't matter what they tell you. It doesn't matter what you will psych yourself up into believing. It's just a matter of what their pattern will tell you. And their pattern will always tell you if they like you or not, because they'll respect you. They'll honor you. They'll be forgiving. They'll be transparent. They'll have integrity, or they won't. So on the flip side, date people that like you and that you like them back. On the negative side, on the positive side, I wish more women, I would say, know it so you can share it when it comes to the truth. If you don't know what you like, what you don't like, if you don't have your own hobbies and interests and sense of self, and I'm interested in knowing you and I'm asking the right questions to pursue you and build rapport with you, you got to have something to talk about, or I'm gonna get bored and disinterested. And it's not because you're not a good, sweet person or whatever, but you're not giving me anything to build on. You're not giving me anything to expound on, celebrate with you, share with you. You don't have a life outside of our connection, and that's not gonna work for me. So When friends like ask me, you know, where do I go to meet men, and I'm tired of the bar scene, and I'm like, well, if you like to paint, or you like museums, or you like music, go to the shit that you like to do, and you will meet men in those areas naturally. You don't have to force it. So figure out who you are so that you can tell me about yourself.
Mine, it's kind of piggybacking off a lot of these answers, but it just boils down to knowing yourself. Try to get to know yourself first before you try to go into a relationship. Like Huey was saying, you know, you're scrambling after the wrong dude, and there's always one dirty dick after another one. It is what it is. It is what it is. But then you get mad, like Hellspawn said, you get mad, and then you want to run the Instagram, Facebook, and expose your relationship. No, that's not the way to do things.
Yeah, you yesterday. It just happened yesterday.
This meme up so he knows about himself.
Right. So, like, learn yourself before you. If you got out of a bad relationship, and we've all had them, if you got out of a bad relationship, you learn from that. You don't go into another relationship with the same emotional, physical baggage and then dump it on that next person. It's not going to end well. It never does. So learn yourself. Stop going to the sources that are just as miserable as you or have nothing to show for it. Whether that's in relationships, whether that's in just in finance, whether it's in life, period. You don't want to go to the person who has never been married but got marriage relationship advice. No, you ain't. You know what I'm saying? So learn yourself. Just kind of learn yourself and understand what it is that you want out of life. Get right with yourself. Take yourself out on a date. And experience what it's like just to sometimes just to be in your peace is the best thing in the world. And that works for when you're in the relationship with a guy. Sometimes having that peace to yourself is best. It can be a lot of hectic stuff going on, especially as black men and black women. We're going out here, we're battling so many fronts. And then to come home, no man or woman wants to come home to battle another war zone. Flat out.
FYI, my Wi-Fi is horrible. I live in the hood, so I apologize. But I really don't know how to answer this question, so I'm gonna answer it in like two parts. So I wish women had more understanding. From my personal experience, I think women operate in a sense of they are the only people who go through certain things, and when you're going through certain things as a man, they kind of push this. Man, that shit ain't nothing. It's what you mad for? What you doing that? But as a man, I think we have to also give women more grace. Like I have nothing but little sisters. I am 6, 12, and 15 years older than all my little sisters. That's all I have. And to see the things that they go through, we don't give them enough grace. Like in the words of DJ Academic, it's a hard on thoughts movement out here. Like we is smashing women with our opinions. We letting them know how we feel, and we going extra hard. I know I'm one of them. I've been through shit with my ex-fiance. Like that shit made me bitter. I didn't give her any grace at all of how her childhood was, what she was going through, what her mental state was. It was just all on me. But she didn't understand what I was going through either. So I think it's about us giving them grace and them giving us understanding.
First of all, I want to say DJ Academics look like a goddamn Muppet. I'm putting
But you're right.
We'll get to that a little later.
It's like Jerry from Tom and Jerry.
But no, to answer that question is, I mean, they kind of. I wanted to remind women that you got to remember that men are kind of I wouldn't say endangered species, but very, very hunted, very hated. So, like Chris said, I mean, that was really kind of my answer. We fight so much outside the house to come home to not have peace in our own home. It just doesn't feel good. What I wish they do less would just be forgetting themselves, forgetting who you are, forgetting you're more than just what society labels you. I mean, like queens. I mean, the givers of life. Don't let that get past you. Don't lose yourself in trying to please somebody else. It's very easy to do for guys too. So many times we try to be what that person wants, and it ain't who we are. So it doesn't jive with the situation. So we just get this spiral of not knowing who the hell we are, and we get lost.
I really appreciate the candidness of all of the answers. I'm wanting to double back to what Chris said, only because it was something I went through personally. I had a girlfriend that I was getting advice from, and although she's never been married, and I have before, I think you can take advice from someone that hasn't been in the same space as you. You just have to use discernment on kind of what to take from them, like chew the meat and spit out the bone.
That's a fair answer.
She
That's
is
fair.
single, and well, she wasn't single at the time, but she had never been married, and some people feel like if you're not married, you're single. But she did help me get myself together so I could be attracted to and attract what I said I wanted, instead of being like, niggas ain't shit. And it's like, no, it's the niggas you keep picking that are like that. It's not all of these men. And had it not been for her, you know, me not being able, if I hadn't been able to listen to her, I wouldn't be in the position I'm in now. So you can listen to people that aren't in the place that, you know, you like them to be to get advice, but just use discernment and be really careful when it comes to finances, because baby, if someone's consistently broke, the way you can't tell me where to invest my money, you just can't. All right, I have
that's Candy's word of the day. Discernment.
It is, because I was like, well, wait a minute, she really helped me, and I like to give props, but I really liked all of your answers, and I feel like I'm learning something. I hope the women that listen to this especially can take some notes and just feel better and be better because of something like this. So I have a couple more questions that we'll get to, because I don't want to take everybody's time up for the night. What are some things that you would consider unforgivable? And you could look at it in a friendship sense or family or even in a relationship, but I think everybody possibly has some hard boundaries that they're like, hey, you do this, that's it for you. So what is
Snitching.
Okay, I got it. So
Flat out.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess he
and
went.
he meant to say that.
Mr. Hillspot.
Absolutely unforgivable. And there's a lot of shit, especially in the last 5 years that I haven't seen. Unforgivable. I don't know. Like honestly, you. Okay. If we're texting, if we're having a conversation through text, whether it be instant messenger or Facebook Messenger or whatever, you have all the time in the world before you hit send. So if you're sending something to me, that means to me that you've considered what you're saying to me, and there's no pulling it back once you hit that send button. I'm gonna take you at your word. That's where your energy is at. And if you try to pull back, if you try to say no, that's not what I meant, or I was just you knew exactly what you were doing when you were doing it and when you said it. So I'm gonna believe you. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Can I go next?
Oh shit! Who said that?
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know who said that.
It was you, me.
Okay, my bad. It's all right. Oh, y'all niggas look the same. My bad. Black.
No, you're messing with the brand. Don't say that.
My brothers, we all do look alike.
That's what I'm saying. We all come from the same.
I'm gonna piggyback off my tall brother Hellspawn. So I was gonna say cheating, and it's still there. But what I will say is, if you tell me you're not hungry, and if you order I'm not hungry with a I don't want shit, I'm giving you what you order. And if you eat my food, I'm breaking up with you. That shit is not.
I don't know about breaking up, though.
No, wait.
It's gonna be a long night.
Wait, Huey.
So,
what's up?
Huey.
just a quick question, and I'm just,
Hold on,
throwing it out there.
Brandy, Brandy, as someone who is married or who was married and divorced, if they tell you that they are not hungry, you get
bitching.
You get 2 orders of the same shit that you're getting.
Let me tell you.
So that therefore they can have exactly what you're having, but they're not having yours.
See, that's a rational approach, and I used to do that. And you know what my ex-fiance used to do? Out of spite, she wouldn't eat the shit, so I would waste my money. So this is why I'm so vulgar, flagrant with it now. And I promise you, I will. It hurts the fuck out of me. I can't do it.
I can tell because of the way you jumped up about it. But you did say something else first, so I just have a question really quick, and you guys can piggyback off this one. Okay, so let's say, and I'm not a cheater, but I'm just saying, say if it was like I was just wilding out, I was in Jamaica, whatever, it was one time and never again. Is it kind of like, and I don't want to bunch all men together, but I kind of feel like, and no women attack me in my comments about this, please. I feel like on some weird level, most women can take a man cheating. Most of us take the guy back.
You shouldn't.
We deal. No. I feel you. Hold on. I feel you. I'm like, hey, that's it. But men do not have that same grace. I cannot be like, look, I just sucked his dick. I didn't kiss him.
I think cheating necessary.
So
I think cheating necessary.
There's nothing that like she could do to come back from that with you. That cheating is like, no. Yeah, just in general.
All right, here's what I would say before we go on, right? And I mean, it's probably not fair because Candy, you know me in real life, but like,
that's I am the most. Picking on you.
I ain't picking on me. I'm the most understanding, communicative. Like I could, like, if we got an issue, if you like, we could talk about any sort of problem that we got. But if you just up and decide, you know what, fuck Huey, I'm gonna go fuck. Go, keep fucking him because you're not coming back here.
I know that's right.
Like we can talk about
your own so like I feel it.
Bruh,
the thing is, I'm personally, I'm
y'all talking at the same time.
Hold on, who was talking?
I believe in cheating. I'm not that possessive.
Yeah, I'm wired so differently. Whereas, like,
that's not cheating though. If you're open to it, that's not cheating. That is an arrangement, an agreement within your relationship.
Yeah, but I don't want to know what I'm doing or who I'm doing it with.
But then I don't. I mean, but think. Well, damn. I guess I don't
care what you're doing it with either.
Hold on.
If you're in an open situation, that's a parameter that's acceptable in your dynamic.
I get that, but I'm just saying, I don't know if I've ever been cheated on because I don't know, but I have never cared so much to think about it or to investigate, or it's never been something that I cared to look into. You know, either I was chilling or I was doing my own thing, or
because I'm gonna do my own thing anyway.
Like, it just didn't bother me. Like, if I mean, sex is sex. Doesn't mean that it's gonna like be beholden to the person. Like, whatever.
Well, that's the thing, right? For me, it's not about the act in and of itself, right? Because, like you said, sex is sex. But for me, there was some level of lack, some level of non-communication that could have easily been rectified. Because again, I can understand a lot of shit that goes on, but there's always that moment of like, fuck Huey. And that's the part that I can't.
What if it's not an issue? What if she just want to fuck somebody else?
Here's the thing.
I got you on that one, bro. I got you.
So here's the thing. If people can't be dynamic, people can change, right? I'm probably still not gonna go for it, but that is the value system that would bother me. And that's a very well-known thing. Don't date me, don't commit to me if that's something that's gonna be on the table. Or if you do decide in the moment, we could rap about it. I'm still probably not gonna be with the shit. But if you do it and it comes out, you either need to, let me say it this way. Somebody that's with me, they cheat. They need to take that shit to their grave, or understand that by the time I find out, I'm gonna be more mad by the fact of all the time that went by.
Now, with you even saying that, and again, I can't speak for all women, but I do feel like, again, never cheated, but as a person that was probably too truthful about something in a past relationship, I feel like more of us are willing to take certain things to the grave than we are to tell the truth because of male ego, pride, whatever you want to call it. I just have not seen it work out well for some of us being like, well, let me tell the truth. So I think some people would probably take it to the grave. Not that any of that is right at all, but I think they might do that. But anybody else want to talk about what's unforgivable for them?
Let me not say unforgivable. Well, yeah, fuck it. You classify it as unforgivable. But I want to talk to what Ryan and who he's talking about, where Ryan's going with what Huey's saying. Brother, let me tell you, I had my first let me tell you, I had my first girlfriend when I was 40. Give you an idea. That's how much I was running. But I got my second one in 2014. Do you know what this heifer told me? The first time we got together was that she stopped fucking with this dude that she would fuck with on the regular when she do her business trips because what we did, right? The sex was so intimate and good. It was this, that, and the third, right? And I told her honestly, I said, hey, I'm not your man. I said, if you go out do your thing, that's still you. You're still free to do what you got to do. I understand that you're bisexual. You might still want to be with a chick. All I want to know is, am I sharing? Am I joining in? Or am I watching what we doing?
Right.
But I'm not here for that either. I'm just here chilling. So then about a month later, she wants to get involved. She has this so-called dream about having my house, my child, the whole gambit. And looked at me like I was crazy because I didn't respond.
She a wild girl.
No. Watch this, though. That's not the wild part, my brother. Remember, I said she had the dream of the house, the car, the child. Detail. I'm sitting there like, okay. Because I didn't get that energy for the last month since we had that first discussion. A couple weeks later, now she wants to have a relationship. And I'm sitting there saying, okay. But what we were to each other were convenient because we lived like maybe 8 minutes apart. But as the relationship went on, it became an issue where she wanted literally to be able to have bitches and niggas when she drank and thought shit would go. And I said, okay, whatever. Then
sometimes it's just that simple.
Like that. No. Watch this part, though. This where her best friend even had and her other friend had to tell her, bitch, you crazy. Because she said, I don't want you, though, to go have the freedom because you don't drink or smoke or do anything that would cause you to lose your thing. I said,
yeah, that's the wild part.
Hold on. Wait a minute. No, I'm not.
That's the wild part.
No, it ain't.
Eddie girls up.
No, it's not. Let me hit you with my new boat. No. She then proceeds to say what my thing is. She says it's okay if the women want to give me head. And I looked at it, I said, without paying the bitch, who the fuck just gonna give a nigga head?
That's the wild part right there.
No, stop.
I know women
who just like Here comes the slap.
It gets worse.
Here comes the slap, my niggas.
There's more.
She says, but I need you to call me though.
What the hell? Time out. What am I supposed to call and tell you? Hey, babe, girl about to give you some head. It's going down. Get ready.
Yeah.
Not to get ready.
Get her out of here.
Go start a pistol right there.
Out of here.
Take those down.
Hold on, everyone's talking.
Hold on. This is what I'm saying. You got me going northeast right now. When she said that, I looked at her like, what the fuck are you kidding? Because she thought that I would be the nigga that would escape out and jump out. I said, but you're the one talking about you want to have both. I said, at least with me, it's 50%. You got 50-50. You won't fuck niggas or bitches. So what the fuck is you saying?
Math ain't math.
And then her girlfriend came and said, you crazy. You see him? Then women want to wife him. They not going to just fuck him. If you got him and you fucking him and you loving it, and then guess what? Then we do something together with the best friend. So the best friend is schooling her now in the middle while we all butt naked. I'm sitting there like, now what? So the whole issue was,
when did y'all get naked? Is the
nigga, like I said,
totally missed that part.
You know, that seems to be something that is unforgivable for him.
Yeah, because again, it's like this. Like my man said a minute ago, like Ryan was saying, and I'm sorry, Hugh was saying to Demetrius that if that's already established at the top of the relationship, then that's cool. Can't nobody trip. But if I'm telling you, go find a motherfucker who live like that. That's not me. Mm-hmm. If you want my house, you want my child, you want my car, then baby, you got to play the right life. She then kept saying, well, you put me in the box. Bitch, I didn't have the dream. You did. There was no box over here.
I still think a little bit different though, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I still think a little bit different. I still think a little bit different.
Fine, and that's fine. But again, what I'm saying is, this to your point, sex is sex, like Demetrius said.
Sex is just sex.
But watch this, though. But that's not the dynamic that Huey and I are speaking on, and most men speak on. Because, again, it's respect. It's respect at the end of the day. It's not possession. It's respect. It's like, do you have enough respect for me and our covenant to keep your shit zip the fuck up? Keep your panties on. Can you keep your shoes from going up towards the ceiling?
No, wait a minute. What if she kept her panties on, but she just slid it to the side?
It doesn't give a fuck. It doesn't give a fuck because at the same token, the example I just gave you was because she feared what the best friend and all the other women who were openly gay wanted to do to me. And I'm sitting there like, did they tell you something? Why are you scared of your own friends? Because the reality was they respected and loved what I was about outside the bedroom. She, just like Demetrius said, spilled the beans. So for her being who she was, a wild child, it was like, well, goddamn, this nigga must got something because he stopped her. So you see what I'm saying? Like he said, when you tell your business, when you show somebody,
she obviously needed some help, some professional help.
And that's what she had to go do, but it wasn't me.
And I know that's right. So
he look like he don't got nothing. I can move.
If you don't, it's totally okay.
All right, okay. Don't worry about it. We'll get back to you.
My brother.
I ain't got nothing.
Unforgivable. Damn, y'all done said so much, man. I didn't forgot what I was gonna say about unforgivable.
There was definitely a lot of sharing going on.
Yo, for real? Jesus. Dirty sneakers, man. Dirty sneakers. Like if your sneakers is just dirty all the time, like I feel like I can't trust you, man. Like where I come from, like sneakers was everything. You could have like a $10 outfit on, but your sneakers gotta be fresh. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you just walking around with like dirty sneakers, like I feel like that's
you hate me.
I feel like you'll like slit my throat in my sleep or something. Like I don't trust you, bro. Like I
walk around the dusty Balenciagas, bro. I love dirty sneakers. They just shoes. They just shoes.
Yeah, I can't do it, man.
Everyone has their thing. Does anybody else have anything that they're just like, nah, this ain't it? That's Chris.
Yeah, because my man dropped it with the dirty sneakers. I'm like, okay.
Hey, Chris, can I say something to you, Chris?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, DC, you remember this? For all you married men, the code word is bop bop. For those of y'all that don't know, it was a live we did a couple months back. And all the married men kept commenting, and we tried to save them before the wives came into the room. We would say,
I wonder how that turned out. I wonder how that turned out for him.
Jerron is safe now. He was driving with this woman today. I just want to let you know.
Okay. I just have a thing. It's not. I just hold folks to their word. I hold folks to the word because I think of myself as somebody who, if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it, flat out. I stand on that. And if somebody tells me that, I'm expecting that same thing back. Now I know they can be a little jaded to some degree, but it all depends on what it is you're telling me. Like most things I can take with a grain of salt, but yeah. Deception, disgrace,
alliteration.
I ain't even gonna be that dramatic, nigga. Just don't lie on my name. That's my biggest unforgivable thing is lying on my name. And I don't mean like petty stuff. I mean like just outlandish lies. Just not even knowing me, just lying on my name for no reason. Yeah. Like I cannot stand that. I don't have much in this world besides my name and the work ethic I've built. So if you lie on me and people start believing that, then you're hurting what I'm doing, and I'm really just trying to help people. And people only lie because they don't like what you're doing, and I've noticed that. That and taking unjust credit. Like, it's a lot of motherfuckers who take credit for your work and don't even give you credit. It will take credit in front of you. Like, yeah, man, I built the bridge last night.
What?
I don't. Yeah, exactly. That's what I say. I said the same thing. I seen a nigga take credit for some shit that I've seen somebody else do in front of me, and I was like, nigga, you didn't do that. And he got mad at me for calling him out. I can't, as a friend, I gotta hold you accountable for what you said around.
That's what it's all about.
Facts.
Because I can't let you lie in front of me and say you done built some shit and then get back to the person, and now I'm standing there like, hey, my nigga, no, I'm a real honest guy, man, and that shit just drives me nuts. People deserve credit, especially for people who spend long nights doing what they do, perfecting their craft, and then somebody just come along and steal it. You know what I mean? That just, to me, that just don't seem right. That's like Huey making this fire ass sauce, and he go to sleep, and a nigga who was with him that day, he stay up a little later and make the same sauce and slap his name on it before Huey can get his shit out. Like, that shit just don't feel right to me.
Hey, dead ass, I'll break his legs though.
I mean, I feel that. I mean, you know, you got to break. Sometimes you got to break a nigga's legs to let them know what's going on.
Jumping on that first point, if you don't mind me jumping on that first point when you said about lying on your name, and it goes to what Demetrius was speaking about earlier, and I wanted to bring this up to you, Kane. I don't know if it was a question you had, but I just saw a piece earlier when the guy was asking how did Tisha Campbell rectify her situation with Martin because she gave that allegation back about sexual harassment to both him and the producers. And I said, as somebody who's been in this situation and understand how it works, I don't like when women do the false thing on men's names. If you got a guy you're not attracted to and he's talking to you some kind of way, stop, tell somebody else, get on top of it. But have your standard for both good looking and bad looking. You know what I mean? Because if you switch up and you falsely accuse somebody who was just trying to be nice to you, it's not cool. It's not cool. That's the one thing about some things I see women doing. And some men are doing it on women too. But mostly I'm seeing a lot of the stuff with the Me Too thing getting construed. So when he said that, I was like, that's the thing that just hit me earlier about men getting lied on for situations of just being nice. Or just maybe it may have been inappropriate, but they didn't know the level of inappropriateness to the woman because everybody's individual.
But see there's so much nuance to that argument because there are a lot of guys who will hide behind the idea of just being a nice guy when they're just really a fucking creep.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying everything's on an individual basis. But that's what I'm saying. Everything's on an individual basis. But to your point earlier, do you tell everybody without first giving it to the person who you claim was the problem? Because like I said to some guy, long story short, one girl tried it on me by telling everybody in the group that I was hollering at her, but we was having a conversation because we both supposed to be on dates that night. We're on the phone. She's boo-hooing about her date canceling. I'm boo-hooing about my date canceling. That's all we were doing. But she started trying to talk sexy. I'm still talking regular. But she goes and tell everybody in the group, all the girls over Dave trying to hit on me, knowing she's the ugliest person out of the group. And I looked at them like, what the fuck?
When you speak, I feel like I know who you're talking about. But then yet,
Okay, so you guys can have a side conversation outside of this.
Yeah,
they about to compare notes.
Black men are excellent.
They are comparing notes. You know, you don't have to apologize.
Can you guess who?
I'm just speaking every man's life. That's what.
Is she wearing a hat?
No. But that can get tricky for both parties. I got a 15-year-old son, and for several reasons, I am terrified of letting him out into the real world. But especially when it comes to dating, because I understand that it seems like the majority of us, and again, I know not all women, but even speaking for me, there's a lot of nonverbal communication that has always gone on when you are wanting to take things further with somebody physically. There's not a lot of women that's like, run the dick. They're out there, or you get to a certain point when you're past a certain age, I think, or at least again, my experience, but that can get tricky. So is that something for those of you that have kids, or just if you're out there single, is that something that is a real concern for you as you're approaching women and kind of dealing in this world where easily something can take off on social media and it's like, he raped me? Because even with that, I don't know if anybody looked at, what's classified as rape, but that is debatable for some people because they're like, well, I didn't fully enter this person and do that, but she's saying this, and the next, you're
Can I go first?
It can go all over the place. Yeah.
All right, so listen. In the words.
Wait. Who's that?
Ryan.
Okay.
Ryan.
My bad. It's a lot of faces and places, and I was just trying to pick everybody up.
So listen, I played ball, right? I played football. I was really good. I was 3-star recruit. Unfortunately, I didn't play college ball because whatever. In the words of every single coach I have ever had, make your intentions be known and make sure you get a yes. Teach your kids the same thing. If she does not say yes, do not go on with any sexual activities with that woman.
Hold on now, brother.
I don't care. Forget the nonverbal communication. Forget all that. Get your yes.
I done seen some girls say yes and still afterwards claim no.
Well, yeah, she can say no during. The laws is weird. You say no during, hop your ass off. You're going to have blue balls, but oh well. Get off.
Then return to the normal color.
Get that yes.
Definitely.
I like his point. I love it. But just like who was that? DC that said sometimes they say yes and then they switch off on you. Who said
It
that?
ain't never happened to me, but I'm just saying that. I see it.
No, brother. I've had a lot of brothers say the same story. And to Ryan's point, I initiate everything that way. I even come blunt to women to tell them because sometimes they want to know. And I look at them like you can tell those who got that little freaky edge, like what Candy's saying. You got some out there that talk, but it's usually a mature woman or a woman who's in a relationship and she's on her way out. They don't care because they're like, fuck it, I'm by myself. I don't give a damn what anybody think. The mature ones, and then ones who are in the relationships and they're on their way out, they're like, whatever. I'm checking out Leroy, Billy, and Tom. I'll figure out which one later, but I'm gonna have my fun because I gotta get over this bullshit. And I love them. Those are the ones I hang out with the most because I say they straight talking and doms. I love hanging out with female doms because they just straight talk. You ain't got to wonder about no shit. You know what time it is with them because they let you know. It's just the ones that kind of got that mousy submissive type energy, and then they flip it on you. It's like, come on, you gonna be submissive or not? Which one you want? You know what I'm saying? You want to talk or you don't. Make up your mind. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm asking you the question. What do you want? That's it. I ask that question straight up the back. I say, what do you want? And that's it. I leave it right there on the floor. Like he said to the yes. But then I say, what do you want? Like what turns you on? If it don't turn you on, I ain't doing it. Point blank. That's the safety net right there. So I don't end up with blue balls and I don't end up with tears.
This is where some brothers get caught up in it too, man. To piggyback, I think it was Dave who said, mess with the girls that like you. You know what I'm saying? The girls that really like you. What some guys would do is they're so scared to be direct with women that they try to friend zone their way into some girls.
Oh, I hate them niggas. I can't stand them niggas.
Bro, that's what you do when you like 19, when you still figuring things out. When you're like a man, make your intentions known from the gate. And then shut up and then see what she says. Put the ball in her court and see what she said. But what a lot of dudes end up doing is any girl that shows them just like a little bit of interest. And it's one of those situations where you at her house, she at your house, and you chilling, and you make a move, and she's kind of like, no. So you think, oh, she just playing hard to get, so I'm gonna keep on. And you keep doing that mess on to eventually she's like, okay, she gives in and gives you some, I wish this nigga would leave me alone, vagina. You know what I'm saying? Just because, why not? And then it happens. And then those are the situations, especially if there's alcohol or drugs involved, that the next day she's waking up like, yo, did he do something to me? Because I know before we started smoking and drinking that I didn't want to sleep with her. She started putting pieces together, and before you know it, you got a case. Be straight up with your intentions off the rip, fellas. And if she's not feeling you, it's cool. Have an abundance mindset, man. Some billion other women out there. Talk to the girls that like you. Simple as that.
Come on, say it again. Talk to.
But what if don't nobody like you?
Then just be alone, man. You done had your right hand since you was 12 years old.
What was that question of what I don't want to spend money on? Ass.
If don't nobody like you, all right. What you want, your hand or a woman? Which one you want?
I'm not paying for it. My hand is free, bro.
Feel like a stranger. Go ahead and make that
nigga, my hand is free. I ain't gotta pay this nigga no money.
You on your right hand millions of dollars.
Oh my God.
So, same kind of subject matter, Huey, Lee, anything to piggyback off that?
I mean, nothing that hasn't already been said. I'm not with coercion by any means. And like the last brother just said, I definitely don't want no sympathy. Leave me alone, sex. My motto is.
For it is.
Well, my motto, I ain't paying for it. But if it's not an enthusiastic hell yes, it's a fuck no every time. So a yes is one thing. It got to be enthusiastic, passionate.
Hell yeah.
Pretty much.
Facts. I have just the one suggestion before every date, and cats used to look at me like I was crazy and say, nigga, just whack out one before you go out on the date. They're like, what you talking about? Nigga, rub it out. That way you. But they're saying that extra urge is gone. Because one of my boys would get in trouble every time we took him out. I stopped hanging out with him because the lady that was inviting us to events was noticing how I would roll with the ladies and how he would roll. And one night when I wasn't there, she saw how he was at this party and thought he was gay because he was doing some crazy shit to the Spanish girl. then jumping up in the circle with the fellas doing the hip hop shit like he was 12 or 18. And I'm looking at her like, I don't know what to tell you. Me, when I'm at the party, I don't complain about it. I do my business before I leave the house. So my energy is, you know what I'm saying? Rub out one, you ain't got no excuses. You got all that extra shit out your system. Boom. You know what I'm saying? That way you can speak in language, you ain't got to worry about it. That's just been my suggestion to niggas for years. And it's working.
Sure don't never dap you up when I see you at the party. Don't never dap you up.
Honestly, the prospect of prison should keep you on a fucking level. Like,
pretty much.
I mean, like
pretty much that right
what's
there.
so hard about
That
not assaulting someone? Like, I don't understand.
Bro,
like,
you'd be surprised how I've seen. I used to do security a lot for different parties, swinger parties, stripper parties, you name it, right? And when I see these cats lose it, man, it's like always the same thing. And even
I see it every weekend.
No, I get it. Like,
I see it every weekend.
I've had to put someone's husband through a wall before at a swinger party. Right. I understand exactly how things can be. But the bottom line is, you should know that one, there's always a bigger fish. Two, there's always prison. And three, there's always a decision that you don't have to make. So when you talk about, you know, someone can't help themselves but to put their hands on a woman in a...
I didn't say that part. That wasn't me.
Or so I'm just saying, like, there is no reason in the world that someone should have to take it. That episode of fucking A Different World comes to mind, where that dude went after Freddie. Like,
time back. Yeah.
Seriously, like that was the most forced situation. But then I can see people trying to get things to that level, and they can't help themselves. Y'all need to chill. Prison is not for
also,
everybody.
like I said
Watch
earlier,
60
about
days
the
in.
good-looking guy being entitled. Remember that, though. That's the thing of entitlement. When you really watch that episode and dissect it, that was entitlement. He felt that because he was the star guy, that every chick wanted him. Freddie did have some feelings for him, but she was not sexually on that level like the other girls were. And some of the other girls may have been a little bit faster than her, but it really was him feeling entitled. And I've seen that with some men, even with some women who approach men.
He had a conqueror's attitude, is what it was.
Yeah, that's it. That's
he had his pick of any girl, but he just wanted to conquer that one for no reason, just for no reason.
Yep. And I've seen it.
You muted, Candy.
You muted, Candy. You muted, Candy.
Miss.
You were saying something quite
I'm sure that was very
there.
profound. Yes, you niggas are all horn dogs. And
No, I was gonna say I agree with the women have to watch out for it too, and in the sense of we just can't touch on a guy because we find him attractive, or if you're an agreeably attractive woman, just because you're allowed to maybe get away with more stuff as agreeably attractive people can do, it doesn't mean that you should do it. But some men do feel like if I like you, you should like me in what I'm doing. And it's almost like every other woman I've met in my life, we all have a story about that. And we try to, you try to keep it cute, because the first thing you're thinking is, I really can't like beat him up depending on the size of the guy. It's like, I can't really take him out. So you're trying to nice girl your way out of it, but some people just don't know how to take no for an answer, and it's kind of sad.
There's some people that you just have to really watch because they are just looking for attention. Case in point, I seen a video yesterday. It was a woman in a gym. All right, and it was two guys. And the guy was with his trainer, and she puts the phone up and she takes her hoodie off. And I guess the guy that's getting trained, he alerts his trainer like, "Hey, look at this." But she's looking in the mirror at the two guys, and she's saying, "Do you have a problem?" So the trainer approaches her. He's like, "Look, I don't have a problem. I don't know what you're talking about." And at the end of the day, it's like, "Okay, sweetheart, why did you do that?"
Because, man, there was two big black dudes in the gym, man.
Right. You were trying to get something going.
There's a certain amount in the internet attention whoring. So
but in that case of the video he's talking about, I watched it and I watched this guy break it down because a female reposted it, which caught my attention. Like, oh. And I said, because I know the young lady and I know what she's been through, long story short, I said, okay, I see why she reposted it, because what Chris is saying, the girl was in the mirror, the white guy was in the machine like this, so that him and
these were two brothers. These were two brothers.
Okay, I thought it was a white dude because I thought that the white dude was sitting down, but I knew it was a black dude that was a trainer. But I focused on the trainer because when I watched his head, he only looked back for a hot second as if it was something that he might need to do because he works there. When she kept saying it, notice how her voice escalated. And I'm sitting there like, he not even talking to you. He never even said a word. He never even made a gesture. You know what I'm saying? And he just went on here about his business. And he thought because she kept saying, do you need something? He probably misheard it and said, oh, do you need help? And then she just kept going like, you know, you taking off your shirt in the middle of the gym, in the mirror, with your tits about to fall out in a sports bra. I don't care where you go, whatever gym you've been in. That mirror reflects all over the whole building, man. That's the whole purpose. Everybody's in the mirror to get looked at. It's a part of the gym. So for her to do it at that moment was just inconsistent. She could have went to the restroom, changed her shirt, did whatever she needed to do, or just snatched the shit off and kept on with her exercise. She wasn't even working out.
No, she set up a whole phone and did the whole thing.
Yeah, and the bottle wasn't even, like the man said, she ain't never even drank out the damn bottle. That was the thing that got me. You got this big ass bottle, you wasn't even sweating. She wasn't even sweating. What you taking your shirt off for? You're supposed to sweat, then take your shirt off. That's routine.
I mean, we do have some people nowadays that do the most for no reason, no good reason anyway. So that kind of is tragic.
And dancing with women is dangerous now. Yeah, that's the other one I meant to say. Dancing with women. When you say, Candy, about the women touching and dancing is dangerous now. And as a dancer, I learned to walk the hell away quick now. Because they be gyrating and putting this stuff on. I said, I don't want none of that on my pants. I don't want none of that on my pants. No, we're not doing that. if it ain't strip club,
I love when David with us. I love when David come with us, boy.
It's very rare you come across a woman that's like, well, let's cha-cha or do a waltz. So that's not going to be the type of dancing you're doing. So that's rough as well.
Little Miranda.
Okay. A little more. I mean, I like ballroom, but everybody ain't the ballroom dance.
But sis,
this would be like the final. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Let me jump out. No. I just had a couple women say to me, "Oh, I was just dancing." No, you weren't. No, you weren't. You felt me. You felt me, and I felt you. So there was crevices through the pants. No thong
slid in there like home base.
But that's why I say it's careful. It's careful, man.
I'm curious, like, was she like ugly or something, dude? Like, I don't understand. Like, why you want to?
No, it's like she just said. If we're just dancing, right, then just dance. But if you start doing something that's arousing, even to yourself, I've had women. Can I say the word?
Shameless plug.
Can I say the
Go
word?
ahead.
You've been saying everything else.
Okay, because I've had women get their nut while they dancing, bro. So
speaking
it's like
of which, I knew a dude who that happened to, but anyway.
But you understand what I'm saying? It's crazy. And I'll be like, sis, you were doing something. You were doing something. It was
shorter than a Tyson fight.
Yeah, and I walked away. I was like, this ain't me, champ. Nope.
Yeah, everyone doesn't have that same discipline. Sexual discipline is not
or that
same.
Never mind.
So leave that alone. Okay, last question before I get you guys
backing
out
up.
of here.
He's like,
DC.
Huh? My bad.
This is another reason I could have never been a teacher because
I forgot I wasn't even supposed to be here. Yeah, because I was the one in class doing the same shit. So anyway, go ahead. You got it. I forgot I wasn't even here.
I'm not working at the school anymore, so it's fine.
PS 185, Brooklyn in the house.
Final question: what is either it could be in the last few years or in your life in general? What's the hardest thing that you've ever had to go through, and how did you make it through? And if you feel like sharing, it could be like the loss of a loved one or a job, just something where you felt like this is going to break me. I'm devastated, but you bounced back. If you want to share that and how you got through it.
Fuck it, I'll go first because everybody like, well, yeah. No, man. It's two things. Learning that in business, friends ain't friends. That was a hard pill to swallow. Like, you can't do business with friends and everybody because everybody ain't about the money the same way you are. And your passion might look like you over trying to them, but it's you really want to make something happen. And two, my dad died during the COVID thing, not being able to go to a hospital and actually see him for a while he was in a coma, and then having to pull the plug on him. That was the hardest thing I've ever had to do was I don't want to say take my dad's life, but, be that final decision as the oldest to say he's not gonna make it. We have to pull the plug because this ain't. You don't want to see your dad as a vegetable. You know what I mean? Or any parent, period, or child. Like that's. I wouldn't wish that decision on anybody. Like to have to make that decision. It ain't easy. Like they make that shit look easy in movies, but that shit is hard, yo. To have to do that. So friends being business people and losing a loved one, that really, I thought that was going to be the end of me before I even got started, but it didn't.
And how did you make it through those moments? Would you say kind of starting, like you said, what the shit was therapeutic for you after that?
Yeah. Um, that's the reason I started this show. Like I started with Chris on Blur's Eye, and then I really was like, fuck it. I just want to be doing the utmost and say whatever the fuck I feel and be able to get away with it. And then it kind of evolved into it actually pushed me into doing more um, and to grow and be better. So it started out as just a outlet, and now it's growing into a passion and a something I love, and I couldn't give up. Like even if I wanted to, and there's times I wanted to. Hell, recently I thought about like quitting every show I was on and just like fuck it, I'm about to just go back to just being me because that's all I know. But it's like I've built something now that it ain't the biggest thing on earth, but to me it's
It's
moving
yours.
upwards.
Hmm.
And it's mine. Can't nobody take
It's
the shit from me. I
yours.
say whatever the fuck I want. Fuck them people. But no, I mean it's just it's good to be able to have something like this where I can have cool people and dope ass and people on and just be able to talk shit and learn, hear their stories. That's what it's really evolved to, and just learning from all these different people I interview or talk to. So I mean that's really it for me. It was just all that
Hmm.
just in the past 2 years.
Thank you for sharing. Next up,
Yeah. Oh, I missed. I overswung mine. Sorry, I overswung it.
Um, honestly, it's been accepting the guilt that I have for um, having my son being brought up in two different homes, uh, because his mother and I don't get along, and no matter what um, she and I have been through, it at the end of the day, it still falls on him to receive whatever we're experiencing. And I have a really deep seated guilt on allowing things to go as far as it did with her. Um, because he's taking the brunt of it. Whether he knows it now or he'll figure it out later on or whatever, it's just it's really hard to accept it. And as far as what I'm doing to get over it or get through it, like I mean, my therapy has gone from every week to every 2 weeks to you know once a yeah, not like twice a week to no, sorry, twice every month to now we're at like once a month. So I've been doing that over the last like what 23 months, and it's just it's always going to be a managing thing that I'm doing, trying to make sure that I don't revert back to the version of myself that could not have a conversation with somebody that I did not like at all, and see the bigger picture and do things for the greater good. And my anger issues aren't really anger issues. I just hold grudges, and like I will never stop holding grudges. I've held a grudge since 2010.
not you
Fuck that
kept
nigga.
track.
Oh man. Fuck
And
him.
he know the date and time.
Right. Energy. Energy.
Andre Seth. Stay out of my fucking. I mean, like, I mean, like,
Wow.
so yeah.
12
I
p.m.
mean,
in
yeah,
2
like
seconds.
nah. So that's where I'm at. I do all that I can for my son. I do everything possible that I can. Between going to court and coming out of pocket $67,000 and trying to trying to get these lawyers right and shit, and things just still don't work in my favor. But you know, I do what I can, and it feels shitty to say that because all that I can is always so limited. But I mean, you got a little boy, or you have a kid. You gotta do what you can. So that's where I'm at.
My nigga, keep fighting, man. The system is set up. You got damn near be a saint or Jesus to get these kids, man. So keep fighting, man. That's all I got
I've
for you,
literally
man.
said that before too.
Sure, man.
Any
Keep your head up,
14-year-old,
bro.
you gotta keep going.
For me, like I've lost like loved ones, you know what I'm saying? I've lost friends over the years, but if I'm being 100% honest, man, like I'm just like really, really blessed. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that like I put emphasis on it. I'm not fortunate. I'm blessed to be like so even killed. Like I just feel like God just made me different. Like I never complain about nothing. I never get too down when stuff is going bad. I never get too super duper high when stuff is going great. Like I'm even killed. And I feel like God has put like it sounds crazy, but he put like a force field around me so I don't have to go through certain stuff. And then when I do go through certain things, like I always feel his presence with me to get me through the thing. And I feel like he's made me like that on purpose. So like one of the reasons I feel like I'm here or that I have a platform at all is to give encouragement to other people. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not really the one that ever really needs encouragement. You know what I'm saying? Like if that makes sense at all. Like I feel like my place here is just to be somebody who gives and pours into other people and lifts them up when they're feeling down. Because like I don't get down. Like I'm always like either happy or even killed. Like I feel like God just made me see the brighter side of things. Like I'm an optimist, you know what I'm saying? I'm like an eternal optimist. I always see the brighter side. I always feel like tomorrow is gonna be brighter than today. And it's a lot of people who are the exact opposite of that. You know what I'm saying? They can only see what's going bad. They can't see a light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm here to help those people and to encourage those people and to lift people up like that.
Yui. Hey man, brother, don't look like that. You want to talk?
He did like that. No, I mean, I've been trying to think about what to say, and I've had more kind of fucked up shit happen, especially over the last couple of years. So I don't really want to talk about that. What I will say is I'm in a great place now, and it happened really quickly. Like things was kind of rocky forever for 34 years, and then shit just got like really good. Like job, housing, family, dating, health, whatever you want to call it. And I don't want to sound like I'm exaggerating, but I've had an interesting 34 years. And then stuff just like, I mean, I've worked hard for things that happen. I'm very fortunate and blessed for other things that I couldn't have planned for, but things just got really good really quick. And that was a really hard adjustment. Like, for example, shit, up until early this year, anytime I spent over $150, I got sick. Like to the point of wanting to vomit. Bills, rent, leisure stuff, you know what I'm saying? I just was so used to having to do without so I could handle my business and responsibilities. And I mean, I remember to Hellspawn's point earlier, I took my mom to the Rose event in Atlanta for Mother's Day because, you know, I love my mom and she's always doing the most for us. So I, you know, wanted to do something nice for her. So we went and had a good bougie time in the park in the grass. But no shade to Hellspawn, I'm just fucking with you. But that was like when I realized that like I spent a lot of money all at once and I didn't bat an eye. And it's not about the money, but literally, like, can you imagine your whole life? Anytime you spent $100, you want to throw up.
Oh yeah.
And that was
this day.
yeah. So I can't. I don't want to answer about, you know, being down because my whole fucking life has been down. But like I'm up, and I'm learning to be okay with that. Like and that it's a weird feeling to yeah, I feel like I spent my whole life wanting to be financially secure and emotionally healthy and all of that, and then I'm in that place that I was hoping I would be, but now I'm here, and I kind of realized I never thought I would be here. So I'm kind of not used to breathing free, if that makes sense. So to anybody listening, I would say, whatever your peaks and valleys are like, just cherish every part of it, because you will breathe free, and it'll be new and interesting and weird, but your lungs are strong. So put them to the test.
The O. Oh, okay. Okay.
If you can just come back to me, I'm sorry. I was trying to calculate something real quick.
We on your time, brother.
Ask the question again, so I can make sure I get it right.
No, you're fine. I just wanted you to share a time in your life that was really hard for you or heartbreaking for you, and how you got through it.
So anybody on Facebook knows the breakup of my engagement with my kid's mother. That shit fucking broke. It broke me. It destroyed everything I thought I was as a person, everything I thought I was as a man, everything I thought manhood was, everything I thought fatherhood was, everything I thought everything was. It fucking completely changed how I viewed women. It changed how I viewed my family, because I'm asking them to be on my side against somebody I feel is an intruder and who's doing harm upon me. And they like, nah, we're not getting into that. You brought her into my family. You brought her into our family. We love her just like we love you. And going through that, and simultaneously while COVID happens, so you're going through a breakup with your kid's mother, you lose your house while she's still in there, then you lose your job, and then just like, who the fuck am I? What am I? Because I put everything and all my worth as a person into these two things, and I no longer have these two things. How I got out of it? A lot of marijuana. I'm joking, by the way.
Look, I know him, so I'm like, was this?
I'm joking.
I missed that period.
It was a lot of marijuana, but that's not how I got out of it. How I got out of it was basically rediscovering what I like as a person. Like, I ended up stop doing music during that time. I no longer rapped. I rediscovered my love for music, even though I don't rap anymore. I produce, I make beats. Hopefully I can get new artists. Rediscovering a new career. I was in warehousing. I kind of sort of still am in warehousing, but I'm on the more corporate end of that. And I absolutely positively love that. I rediscovered a relationship with my daughter, and my daughter helped me go through that too. She told me something that really fucked my head up. It happened like a year and a half ago when I'm sitting here fussing at her, and she's like, and I'm like, Lieva, you acting like your mother. And she looked me dead in my face and said, but you hate my mother. And that shit right there completely fucked my head up. And it made me completely review the type of parent I was. And I went to the drawing board. What do the things I do? Do I whoop them? Do I yell at them? Am I teaching them the right way? Or am I parenting them the way my mother and my father parented me? And I realized I was parenting them the way my mother and my father parented me, because that's all I knew. And I had to change that shit up ASAP. It's a lot, but it wasn't.
I had two of the hardest things in my life. Losing my great grandmother when I was about 20 years old. That was because she was my heart. I was really close to her. I got through that. I really can't remember how, but I think the most recent thing was I had a habit of, checking on my wife every time we got off work. We got off work at the same time. So call her on the phone. We're on the phone in the car talking, and realizing I hear her screaming and she's in an accident. Someone had rear-ended her and turned her car completely around. And the hardest thing for me was knowing I couldn't be there fast enough to get to her. Even though we were on the same side of town, we were on two totally different freeways. So I literally had to come across town racing to get her. And I think that was the hardest thing, is actually hearing that and knowing I can't do anything. I'm completely helpless, and praying that nothing happened, which she came out fine. She's just a little banged up, but that was probably one of the hardest things. And speaking to my mother and her talking me down, because she could hear the anger in my voice. And she's like, you got to calm down. There's nothing you can really do. just praying, and just get there safe. Because if you wreck, it's all for nothing anyway. So, um, those 2 moments in my life were probably the hardest, and I just, yeah, besides praying and getting through it and just kind of recentering myself, I got a thing for people I care about. That's what it is. If you're in my circle, I care about you to a degree. I'm not going to leave you out to dry. So yeah, those were probably the 2 hardest moments in my life, was losing my great grandmother and almost losing my wife.
Ready?
Yeah, my bad. I just
Oh, you good.
I'm working at the same time. So much going on. It's ridiculous.
He
I'm gonna
says so
preface what I'm gonna
slowly.
say. I'm gonna preface this with saying I didn't realize until somebody told me one day, uh, getting to the level that I'm currently at by myself was a big issue for me. And so those y'all that know what I do, you know what level it's on. Some of you don't, but it's like survivor remorse because I had to realize I had to let go of a lot of my long-term friends, some short-term friends, some colleagues. So to DC's point about can't do business with friends, it's to certain levels you can't do it. Family members having issues that were 30, 40 years before you were even born, and it manifests as 50 years later and all like that. But one of the things I mentioned earlier was my grandfather, because the scenario behind that was I just came back from New York. I didn't know I was sick, and I didn't know he had been sick for almost 2 weeks where he couldn't sleep. And similar to DC's story, I tried to stay as long as I could, but yeah, he kept coding every time I fell asleep. And by the time I got home, they said they had to cut the machine off. And that was just hard right there because that was my anchor that could stop me from doing whatever I was doing and keep my head on straight. And then recently, the last 8 years have been going hard because my grandmother had the cancer scare with her in 2014. Then right behind that, in 2015, my mother had her stroke, and then my stepdad had his stroke in 2017. So taking care of them was the biggest hurdle, the second biggest hurdle, and still doing it to this day and working a full-time job and all this other stuff. But the reality was that I had to check myself on what did I really want. And the sacrifice I had made was not having a wife, not having the kids, not having a house, and all the other staple stuff some of my childhood friends had got. But then I saw that they were looking at me and my life as something that they wanted. And I was like, okay, what do you do? So I said, let go of that former self. As a young lady asked me a while back on her show, she said, what would you tell your younger self? I said, I can't. She said, what do you mean? The two of us can't exist in the same plane. Who I was when I was younger can't exist with who I am right now because neither one of us would think we exist. It would be fantasy to see the other in reality. So letting that go to get to where I'm at now, to then go into where I need to go to further, that's how I got through. Just letting all that go and realizing in the last 2 years, I'm on the path I need to be on and pray for it every day to give me the patience and to help me see my wins.
I love everyone's answer. Again, I'm thanking everyone for just being here, taking the time to speak with each other, and not ignoring my DM. I appreciate it from everybody. Before everyone leaves, I want to give the opportunity for you to tell people where they can find you on social media, how they can support you, if they're going to see you at a con that I know is coming up this weekend that a lot of us are going to be at. Put that all out there, and then DC, you can wrap up with whatever else you need to. And that's after everyone else talks.
You came back to the kid? All right.
Yes,
Well, let me
please.
It's only right.
for those.
Start at the
I'm
top.
David. Basically, is David the O is the branding thing is for everything from Instagram to Facebook, and I'm about to make the new website because I'll be starting acting classes for people to figure it out, plus people who want to take the one-on-ones, and I'll be speaking at HNIC Con about how to take your brand to the next level. Great example, Demetrius, he just found out that he had a chance to sit with Tom Cook on July 23rd, where he'd be able to actually pitch his whole idea about the Black He-Man series. That's what we was trying to help you out with, Demetrius, because the lady loved what you were about that I told her, and she's a legend in the game, so I want you to meet her when you get time. And then for, am I saying it right? My man from Geek Salad, is it Ari?
Keep showing it. Are you?
Ari, well, guess what? You're a comedian?
Yeah.
Are you gonna be at HNIC Con on Friday night?
No, I'm not gonna be there.
Ooh, so you're gonna be
Who
mad
on
at this
D?
point. My representative, I'm a talent scout, and my management handles comedians. Ooh,
Oh, word.
ooh.
I'm telling you, this the man you want to talk to, REA. This the guy you want to
I
talk
just
to, bro.
I just gave away 2
Mr.
gifts,
Show.
but it's okay. It's okay. No need. Candy got gifts coming. So that's all I want to say. Y'all can find me there, and it's Dave with the O. And I just got an email. Y'all know what I did the last time you heard my voice, right, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
It's coming back.
Oh
Shut up.
shit.
Shut up. That's all you
And
got.
I'm not even gonna lie,
Mbop.
David. The fact that you ain't do the O right is throwing me a little bit, but I'm gonna let it slide.
What'd you say, Candy? I'm
I
sorry.
said I'm
Yeah,
messing
I
with
was
you a
gonna
little
say
bit.
the
I said
same
the way
thing.
you did the O is like bugging because you ain't do it right, but I'm gonna leave you alone.
Oh yeah, because I don't want to disturb your show. This is your show, baby. It's not Dave.
And I want people to be themselves, so give it, and then I can go to the next person.
All right, here we go. It's gonna bust your eardrums. It's your man Dave with the Oh Oliver, your friendly neighborhood loud foul mouth.
Love that shit, son.
Baby. And we're gonna get to you get HNIC Con 5 p.m. CBS Stage B. I don't know why, baby, but I'm gonna tell you guys how to take it to the next level. Come on, holler at
Man,
me.
I'm
See
sorry,
ya.
y'all. I'm gonna just cut it right there. I just had David do that shit live on the show. Nah, I'm just
You
playing.
have no choice. All right, next.
Before you go, Mr. Hellspawn, I gotta say, man, I'm a fan. Excited to have you on here. Never worked this guy before, but I don't give a damn what nobody say about you, brother. You're a genuine person.
I love that you said that first. I don't care what nobody say. No.
You all right with me, but no, for real, seriously. All jokes aside, I see what you're doing, man, and I couldn't be. I'm one of them people. I love seeing people win. I love sharing people's shit when they winning. I don't care if I know you or not. And seeing your stuff, man, I've been trying to share it. Seeing what you're doing. Don't stop. And when I was joking when I said, I don't care what nobody say, man. Don't stop. And I mean that for everybody. Like
Demetrius, you know what it is, man. Come on.
Yeah,
I got love for you, man, and I don't even know you like that. You know what I mean? First time meeting, but I got love for you like that, man, because I see what you doing, and I see what everybody doing, and I'm gonna probably say the same thing because that's what I do on the show. I tell people, don't stop. I see you win and keep doing it, and it's kind of cliche, but I mean that shit from the bottom of my heart because, especially as black men in this space where we try to create, they don't want to see us do big things, especially with you taking He-Man and making it melanated. You know they don't want that.
well, no, I mean, I've been on the phone with Mattel, and they like it. They just don't like the idea that I'm. Well, what I've heard within the last week between the talent agent and Mattel, I need to be bigger. Like they want me to have millions of followers before they invest $100,000 or $200,000 into the project. Like they like it. They love the pitch. They love the idea of the PSAs and all that. But they say that they're willing to help me. Like they're gonna start sending me some stuff like from Mattel or Fisher Price and stuff just to start putting on my platforms to see how many people I can like bring in. But yeah, they're looking for the standard uh, social media reach for them to get involved in a bigger way. So the original plan that I had in store, with even if without Mattel, we're still going to be moving forward with that. So it's we me the team and I it's not just me. The team and I have decided what we're going to do, and we're moving forward with that. And we got some longevity, and we've got some prospects with a couple of like larger companies that want to invest. So I appreciate what you're saying. I know that not a whole lot of people like me because they don't know me.
Fuck
And
that. Hey man, it ain't a popularity contest, even though it's
but
supposed to
see,
be.
the thing is, it is. It is. There. When you're talking about defamation of character, when you're talking about word of mouth, or how
Yeah.
all that stuff. If your stuff isn't getting shared because you have people who don't fuck with you on a certain level, then that means that you don't know whose eyes are not seeing what needs to be
Right.
seen. You know what I mean? So when you're trying your best to navigate these waters of social media and not so much politically correct, being politically correct, but then just being a decent person or understanding how nuanced this new community that you're a part of really is, then you're going to make some missteps, and I will admit that to the day I die. Like Brandon and I have talked extensively about how I may have said something that was misconstrued, or I misconstrued something and then said something that was completely off color. But this was all like 2, 3, 4 years ago, and I'm still being held by that standard, even though I'm a person that's allowed to grow. So, you know what I mean? Like it's fine. There are so many more people, so many more opportunities. Like I was telling David, like I'm not gonna be able to meet, that situation on the 22nd, 23rd, because I'm going back to San Diego Comic Con, and that in unto itself is an opportunity that a whole lot of nerds don't get a chance to get, especially going as press, because the last time I went was 2019, and I was right down in the front of like Hall H.
Yahweh and
And McNutt, but no, like but yeah, seeing Mahershala walk on stage talking about now he's Blade, like that was kind of like one of those moments, like, damn it, it's good to be black. You know what I mean? Like that's what it felt like, yeah. So I can't wait to go back. I now that I know how the game is played out there, going. And like I was at the CW boat party, like the yacht party that they had, and it's. I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing in the time that I'm doing it, and I just need to be more patient with myself, and I understand that I do have support where other people don't support me. That's fine, but at the end of the day, we're looking at what we can do for these kids. If we can make sure these kids know that their black heroes exist and they are more than just static, please. Don't call him Static Shock. That's the name of the fucking show. That's the name of the fucking comic book, but not the fucking character. His name is Static.
Thank you.
What a nerd.
Please and thank you.
Anyways, it's more than just Static. It's more than just Storm. It's more than just Icon. We have so many like indie characters. Hopefully, I'm gonna start cosplaying for some of these indie books, like whether it be Concrete Comics or Concept Moon Comics. But we need to get some things negotiated. You know what I mean? But
now with that, where can people find you to support all of that?
Sorry. Yeah, I was rambling.
No, you're fine. I just wanted to make sure they knew that.
But for the most part, like you can find me on Instagram at hellspawn_cosplay, and TikTok is where I've started to find a lot of my my creative niche on my own without having to just create a cosplay and go get it photographed or something or another. But TikTok is you can just find me at hellspawn. There, I don't really mess with Facebook too much, even though people. I mean, as far as the cosplay page of Facebook, yeah, just find me on Instagram, and then you find everything else as far as through my my links on Instagram. So there's that. But then I'm be hosting the second annual Juneteenth Black as Fuck photo shoot this Saturday at HNIC Con, and the theme that we're doing is Afrofuturism. So we're going to have some futuristic fairies, some steampunk folks, and I'm going to have to modify my Cyclops because I got a guy that's coming as Bishop and he wants to do something. So I'm like, all right, I'll do something, and I got to modify my son's cosplay a little bit to give him a belt because he does look a little naked without something. Something to break it up. I gotta do something with that. But yeah, that's what we'll be. I'll be there Saturday. I'll have a table, and hopefully I'll be selling you some of these stickers of my son as Orko, or other stuff. So that's where I'm at.
Thank you. Who's next? Go.
Yep. Sorry, overshot it. Because I slide it. Look, y'all don't understand. So they're everybody's on the side, right? So I can slide people over, but sometimes I overshoot that shit.
Not overshot
and
it.
Just
Never working for this company again. Go ahead.
Get her together, buddy.
Sorry.
It's Arye.
So I just threw it over, just hoping it would land.
All right, this is Arye, whatever. Yo, I'm Arye the King. You can follow me and also follow the brand at Geek Salad Now on Instagram as well as TikTok. and the YouTube channel as well. Everything is Geek Salad, not Greek salad, Geek Salad.
Yeah, because that other shit is trash.
For real.
Yo, I'm on all platforms at Huey Booker, Dinner with Huey, and the Sauce Guy.
I guess it is down to me.
All
All right,
well,
here it is. Okay. So it's your man on the wall, Chris Fury, host of Blurred's Eye View. You can catch us every Tuesdays, Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and you can listen to us wherever you listen to your podcast: Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Blurred's Eye View 1 for the Twitch handle. Give us a follow. We talk about all type of geek topics. I got some stuff brewing in the works. Cartoon beatdowns on the way, along with the Blurred Squares, Hollywood Blurred Squares, and I'm gonna give Candy the business for the next season. She'll probably kill me and then leave.
I don't need you to say it in that way. That's all.
Either that or
phrasing
commercials. I don't
phrasing.
know.
Yeah, I was like,
Phrasing.
let's not leave with that.
But she knows what play. But yeah, check us out everywhere. I will be out in Philly with seeing David and Hellspawn, showing my love to the cousins down in Philly. So shout out to them. And yeah, just give us a shout, give us a follow, give us a sub.
Go, right, go.
You there?
Oh, is he frozen?
Nah, because he's blinking.
Oh, no,
Nah,
he's
blinking.
looking.
It's on you, brother.
Who, me?
Yeah. You
I'm
on
frozen.
Where,
Oh, yeah, I'm
where
super
can people
froze.
find
You high?
Oh, yeah, I'm froze. I'm froze.
Like, who is this nigga looking at me on this screen?
He's high.
Because the screen is still the same.
Uh-huh.
I am frozen. It said 2 hours. There we go.
You can.
All right, so, Jesus Christ. I told y'all my Wi-Fi is horrible.
Oh, yeah, because you was on.
So, all right, so Brian Vason 216 on all platforms. Hit me up for y'all music production needs and y'all personal security needs. I am one of the best personal security guards. I bank on that. You'll be safe with me. Trust me.
I will say, I didn't know that, Ryan, even though I felt like I knew a lot about you. So I'm going to have to hit you up for like local Cleveland stuff where I have to have security at events I throw, now that I know that, because I try to outsource to people that I know, especially that I'm Black. And I'm Candi Bee Cosplay, your hostess with the mostest, your girl trying to work on getting paid to be herself. So if I'm not posting memes, I'm posting about everything else that I'm doing. So at Candi Bee Cosplay on IG, best place for me. Although I'm loving Twitch now, so I'll be on that a bit more often. I'm trying to get with the Tickety Talk, and I'm only adding you to the Book of Faces if I fuck with you like that for real. If I don't, that request is just going to be sitting, and that's real. And I will also be at HNIC Con this weekend, which I'm super excited because the outfit is going to be giving what it's supposed to give. You will not be able to miss me. Say hi, follow me, all that fun stuff. Don't stalk, don't be in the DMs like you don't know no better, all that stuff. So I'm excited.
Don't be weird.
Don't be fucking weird. I have half of mine. The next time I'm just going to do a screenshot, put it on blast. Why not? You're bold enough to send it, I'll be bold enough to post it.
Yeah, why not? Man. Last. Somebody. Oh, okay. There he is. Chicken Pete Wi-Fi.
Spectrum.
I don't. Oh man, you got the wrong end of spectrum. You're at the low end. I don't know how to end this because I didn't know how to start this. At least not today. I usually get like a lot of frantic energy, but today was a little different. I cried a little bit for some reason. I don't know why. I don't care what you think about me. I'm still the hardest nigga in this room, other than Hellspawn because he can beat me up. And David because I can't fuck him.
Not he said, now as I instigate, he basically said the rest of y'all can't beat him up. That's what I heard.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. She said that. But no, what I mean is, I don't know. Like I blame it on being a Sagittarius. I guess I'm either an asshole or a total baby. There's no in between. But I didn't know how to start this show because there's been a lot going on like this week. It's been crazy. Just this half a year has been crazy. A lot of good with sponsors and moving up. And coming up on our 2 year anniversary in July, to look back and see that we've been around for 2 years, and I look at the landscape of some people who've been around longer and who want to mentor me, and I took their advice, but I stayed up later and I worked harder to make it work because I didn't, not that I didn't feel like they were working. I just know, former football coach, former football player, Ryan, you know we work, man. We first got to be the first ones in the gym, the last one out. That was my mentality when I came into this podcasting game, but not at first. At first, I came in as an asshole and a joker, and I just had a chip on my shoulder because I was told I couldn't do this. I couldn't host.
Once my boyfriend was asleep.
Fuck your boyfriend. No, I'm just.
Like,
But no, man. I feel privileged to be in this position. I wasn't joking when I said I was fans of you guys that I knew. Ryan, I'm a fan now. I like seeing people win. Contrary to popular belief, some people think I'm an asshole and I'm all about myself. I didn't even want to be here tonight. I wasn't going to be on the show. I was just going to be behind pushing buttons because it's not about me. I get to do this every Wednesday, 8 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, shameless plug. But it wasn't about me. It's about you guys and the women who come on here and the guests who come on here. I don't really care about the notoriety and all that. It's fun. It's cool. People know DC. My name ring a few bells, good and bad. But I don't really give a damn. I never had it before. I'm not going to let it change me now. But I appreciate you guys for lending your time, your talents, man, and all your knowledge. I enjoy seeing your works. I enjoy seeing you guys win. And not just you guys, I mean just people in general, man. Like I said, people believe for some reason I'm all about self. Again, I didn't want to be here. Candy fucking forced me. She told me if I wasn't here, she's going to whip my ass in the parking lot. So I was like, not doing that tonight. So I'm here, but yeah.
right. That.
Yeah.
That's the safe word. That's the safe word.
But all jokes aside, man, like I said, I didn't want to be here. Not because I didn't care to be here. It's just because I felt like it was more important that you guys were on screen and getting the time. I tried to say as little as possible just because I didn't want it to focus to come to me until I guess this moment because now I got to speak. But again, I thank you guys for coming. Enjoy what you guys do and don't stop. I always say what's for me is for me, and there's nothing else I can do besides work towards that. And I see you guys doing that, so don't stop. Second, I got to thank some sponsors. WMIC, a media group out of New York. Obelisk Radio. This will actually be live tomorrow. You can catch it on the Obelisk Radio app. 2 times, 3 times a day. I don't know. For Media Hub Global. I gotta thank them. If you would have told me 2 years ago when I started this show I would be doing sponsor giveaways and have sponsors, I would have looked you in the fucking eyes and laughed at you. Just because what the shit wasn't a brand and a whole lot of people were behind or believed in or gave a chance because one, me, and two, the name. But for those who have stuck with us throughout these 2 years, thank you. Again, I gotta thank you guys. I gotta thank you guys. Candy, thank you for hosting. You can catch us this Friday, actually live at the $1 Million Baby event in the building. Somebody's gonna get a record deal, and we're gonna be there to see who. Queen-ish is next week, so if you like women, and you like a group of women, tune in. There's really a lot of women in this. I mean, one did a TED talk. Like, there's some really dope women this time. So Queen-ish 2 will be next week. That's all I really got, man. I don't really want to talk too much. Appreciate everybody. Enjoy your nights. Thank you for joining us. The white girl's on break because there's a whole bunch of black dudes in here.
That's what we're rapping.
So, thank you guys for joining us. You guys have a good night.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.